Hello, welcome on today's Golden News TV. And yes, it's another episode about all of you wonderful life explorers and change makers. I'm Crisula Sirigu, the Golden Muse, and I'm super excited. I have here with me Runa Magnusdottir. Hello, Runa. Welcome.
Hello.
It's
And
so
I'm so
wonderful to have
pleased.
you. Yes, yes.
Oh, it's so good to be here with you and have all your colors there in the background. I love that.
Yes, yes. It's we are blessed with lots of color in our lives. Yes.
Yes.
So it is actually how we can go deep and reveal all these wonderful, amazing colors. And I guess that's part of your destiny and your path, because you are helping people to find out what their box is in and get out of these boxes and declare themselves as they truly are. Yes. No,
Yes.
no hidden behind boxes, no obstacles, no questioning, no doubting, no all of that. So that's part of your destiny, part of your call. But we'll be talking about this later on today's episode. It's super exciting. Runa is based in Iceland, and we met recently at her wonderful event, book launching event in London. The book is called The Story of Boxes, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And I've got a copy here with me. And it's wonderful. Congratulations, Runa. It's a co-creation with between Runa and Nick Haynes. And I met them both at the book launch. And here we are now with Runa. Runa is also hosting a fantastic podcast called The Change Makers. And I was also invited to be part of this amazing platform. And you can watch my interview on Runa's Changemakers platform. So there we go. It's all about supporting one another. And yes, so Runa, I've got a section in the book that I particularly was drawn to discuss with you on today's episode. But I've got a couple of other questions I'm going to ask you before we get in there. And one of the questions that actually I'm really curious about is, when was the first time you realized that you were in a box? There's so many boxes out there, right? But when do you recall, so to say to yourself, oh dear, I am in that kind of box? I mean, was it a particular age? Were you in particular circumstance, situation,
The concept that I was in a box and that we are all in a box or boxes, it's multiple, that came to me actually a year ago. Actually today, it's a year ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. I think it's exactly today today or tomorrow. So we're basically, Anyway, and it came to me as I and my change makers, I founded a group of international thought leaders there coming together. We call ourselves change makers. And we were invited to speak at the UN on a special conference called Impact Leadership Global Summit. And on that conference, at one point, I'm listening to Nick, who's the co-author of the book. I'm listening to him on a panel talking about gender equality and what is really stopping humankind to reach the UN Sustainable Development Goal for gender equality. Now, gender equality or gender equity, which is more where my mind is, has been my thing for as long as I can remember. And I've been passionate advocate for people, for women standing up and for more diversity on in business and in the corporate and basically just all over the place. And I couldn't quite get what was really stopping. I mean, because we've seen that it's been more than 20 years, more than 30 years ago, there are more women coming out there in the marketplace. They have more education. All of this stigma that's always been was, well, women need to be that. I mean, you just need to be this, just to be this. That. It kind of like no matter what came up, and women answered that, it was always something else.
Yes.
And as I was listening to Nick, as Nick started to talk about and really started to go into saying, well, you know what, if we have this stigma, we are constantly placing ourselves and others into boxes. And we're saying that if a woman who is fast forward thinking and she wants to just make things happen and she's a go-getter, she's told to lady up, to not to be such a bitch, and to relax, And then we have a man who loves to collaborate, and he's caring and loving, and the best thing that he knows in the world is to have everyone around him, and that is just love around, and he's told to man up.
Yes.
And not to be such a, normally it's like a bad word for a woman. Anyway, and neither thing works.
No.
Neither thing works. And as the result, the consequences are, as we're always trying as human beings, we're trying to fit in. We're trying to see where we can be valued. We're trying to see where is our place. And with when our mindset is, I need to do something to be that, versus who am I as a being, when we're in that mindset, we're constantly feeling that we're left out. We're constantly creating that us and them. We're constantly creating that limitation, that isolation, what divides us versus what unites us. And as I was sitting there at the United Nations, I still get goosebumps when I think about that. I'm sitting there and I'm just listening to Nick, and I go, oh my God. And I got my matrix moment. I thought, the boxes, my God, this is unbelievable what I'm looking at. How I put myself in a box, how I put other people in a box. And even though, and all of this happens without an ounce of awareness, it's just reaction to something that was sometimes not even in my lifetime, it's something that happened to my forefathers or mothers or whatever, and I am reacting to it in today's life. It's like, it does not make sense. And I just got that, and I thought, these boxes are suffocating us.
Yes.
They're suffocating humankind for really just being and seeing that you're valued as you are, and value what is valuable in you. Versus thinking you have to be something different. And so this is my eye opener. And as I saw that there, then I could go into seeing how I've been stuck in many boxes and how I've broken out of many boxes as well. But all made sense. So it's like the Matrix moment. It just makes sense. It's like, pop, 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 pop. This is how it is. So quite a moment.
Yes, I'm glad I asked you this question. It really spoke to me, and I just wondered when it actually happened. But I didn't believe that it was actually a year ago. I thought it started earlier. But I guess you were doing this unconsciously. Yes. You were trying to liberate people from boxes unconsciously. Yeah. You were doing that because your heart was there anyway. But now it made more sense to you by actually seeing that, yes, we are in boxes, and maybe in this way also other people can visualize it, can make it's more relevant to them. People can see it rather than just talk superficially about other things. But this is more real. This is something people can see physically, how we can set ourselves in boxes.
We set ourselves in boxes. We set other people in boxes. And
as well.
The moment we do that, we're creating that gap.
It starts very early. It starts
Oh
very
yeah.
early
Oh
in
yeah.
our lives, you know, and then it starts because, as you're saying, you know, the family, parents, they have already been treated like that. They have already been educated. It starts at a very young age, and then once you're in that box, you may try to break out of it, and then of course, you know, we do. That's why we're here. We talk about it, but still, you know, there's so many other boxes that they are invisible. Yes.
They are invisible, and the important things to what I've seen in this year. Can you believe what sort of a year I've had? Anyway, this year from that matrix moment, and then digging really deep into the concept, working on the book with Nick, doing the breakfast clubs where we create safe space for people to come together and have non-judgmental conversation about this, and so that we can go a little bit deeper and open it up, because we're all there. We all have this. And then, you know, it started off by saying, hey, no more boxes. And then we kind of like saw, hey, it's always going to be a box. It's always going to be in the box. The difference is when you become aware that you are doing this to yourself and others, you can start to choose how do you like your box to be? How would you like to put another person in? What sort of a box do you like to put another one in? And if you're doing that from a place that you're allowing yourself to grow, you're giving yourself space to grow as you're giving other people space to grow, that's a different type of a box, isn't it?
That's a more collaborative box, I would like to call it. It's not more as it may be in a box, but still there is more space for everybody to grow, to understand one another, to be more compassionate with one another. And there is more space to co-create, because yes, you may put yourself in a box or somebody else in a box, but you are more discerning. You're more standing out of it, and then you have this eye, you know, view. You say, okay, what on earth am I doing here? So you're more control, if you like the word control. You're more conscious of your own actions and the words you use, your thoughts, how you perceive things, how you perceive yourself and other people, and that gives that freedom to be. Rather than being completely, utterly, you know, in a sleepy sort of going like that, like a zombie, and then just go ahead and talking about things and judging others and feeling separate from one another. Although we are all together on this, we are part of one thing.
Yeah, we actually we are, and as much as we are unique and different, that there's a difference between thinking that you have to be isolated and alone. It's when you value what makes you different, and you value that you have a place in the puzzle. Because it's your if this is a puzzle, then you have a piece there, and like any other puzzle, it's your piece is important for the puzzle to be seen. So valuing that is such a crucial thing, like you're saying.
And value what you are bringing to this world as well. Because when in one way of putting ourselves in boxes is we are doubting ourselves, and also by doubting ourselves, we are not very compassionate towards ourselves. So how on earth can we be compassionate towards other people and accept other people as they are, when we cannot really claim our own gold? That's what I call it. You know, when you don't know how to claim your own gold, there's no way to be able to value others. And even if you do try to value other people, and you put more importance to them than yourself, then that again creates that imbalance. And then that's really how relationships don't grow, how relationships don't, you know, nourish one another and loving one another. So your way of seeing life, and you know how we can bring change into the world, is become more aware that there are boxes. Become more aware where you are placing yourself, in what your boxes are. And in your book, and with Nick, you're actually highlighting the different boxes. And also I like that Nick brings in the Chinese philosophy in, and I love how, you know, the different elements come into place. It's really worth reading this book, by the way, if you are into loving books, and I hope you are, because you are part of this of our tribe here. So yes, it's and then become, you know, and also be playful and be lighthearted about it, because as you said before, Runa, we will always fit into different types of boxes, but the difference is once you step one, you become aware of it, and then you can all become aware when you are with other people that they are switched on. Second of all, once you are aware, what do you do about it? How do you go about it? And that's where you come.
And that is, it's so right. And that's why, you know, we call the book, the book is called The Story of Boxes, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And the subtitle is The Secret to Human Liberation, Peace, and Happiness. Mm-hmm. Because really, when you go down to this, that's what we see it's giving people. And I'm seeing that already with my clients and with the seminars that I do. I'm looking at people literally seeing that they have space to grow. And that is that they can change this. The like you're saying, like you're pointing out, being aware is definitely the first step. And sometimes people sometimes ask me, so how do you know? I mean, how do you know that you're becoming aware? And I've often felt that it's when people feel that something isn't really working as they would like it to work for them. And in one area or another in their life. And when you go deeper into that, you can start to look at what is that box. And now let's say you are, let's say that you feel that it's your work box that you are not quite happy with for some reason, or you're struggling with, or whatever. Looking at your work box, and you're aware, well, really, this box is just, this is just not working for me. That might be a conclusion. What do you do? Well, there are 3 steps to do that. As you're looking at that, you can choose, am I going to live it as it is? Mm-hmm. Will I change my mindset and do what I need to do and love it? Because that is actually possible. You can change your mindset. You can change your perspective to the job. And find whatever it is that you love about it. That's possible. Yeah. Or third, are you going to leave it? And that is a choice. And here's the thing that I think is absolutely a crucial thing, because it's such an empowerment involved with that one thing. And that is to choose. And that is to choose from your heart and saying to yourself, no matter what you choose, that was your choice. And stick with it.
A conscious choice, yes.
It was my conscious choice. I choose to love it, and that's what I'm going to do. Or I choose to live with it, then that's what I'm going to do. Then just take whatever choice is yours, then the consequences is also going to be yours.
Yeah. Because that's exactly how you don't end up being victimized and saying to yourself, poor me, look at me, I am in that business, that job, that whatever community that no longer works for me, but I just carry on being in this situation. So either you consciously say, well, I'm going to be here because there are X, Y, Z reasons, or as you said, Runa, you make a conscious decision and you choose to say no to it and then step out of it with all the challenges that are coming on board, but also the possibilities that you can liberate yourself. And then what else what joy, what prosperity, what relationship would come into your way.
And you can, I mean, if I've seen people that have made a conscious choice that they were going to love that job, they were going to turn that around and love what they really hated, or they felt they were not really fitting in. Because so often, I'm not saying that all the time, not at all, absolutely not at all, but you can, in so many cases, there's something in you that you can even, most often it's about how you react to things.
Yeah.
So how you react to situations. So if your reaction to a situation at work is on a pre-thought thinking, or how you've always done things, like, then you're going to get the same results. But if you step away a little bit and you give yourself space to look at the same scenario with a different mindset, with a different eyes,
mm-hmm.
you might see a different thing. So there is a possibility to do whatever. Just it definitely does take work.
It does. Well, taking an example from my life story, I've been involved with teaching languages in schools and colleges for many years. There was a point when I had a crisis, health crisis, and I decided that being in that environment was not conducive to my health. So I stepped out of it. It took me a long time to heal from that separation because I had invested so much in it. I was always so creative, and I had already, established so many other things going on around school education, outside school education, with educational trips going on, and so on and so forth. But there were certain things that I was very, very clear that I was not happy with, that I knew that, they made me sick, if you like.
Mm-hmm.
So I just decided that being in that environment was not for me. And I made a decision to step out and set up my own business. Was it an easy option? No, it wasn't an easy option. But it was a conscious decision. But that liberated me, and then I'm creative to be me, and the evolutionary journey has been amazing. Color came into my life rather unexpectedly. Radio broadcasting came into my life. Now I'm holding this space here. I tell you what, it is incredible. Writing my own book, my dream came true. So you never know when you step out of whatever box or whatever situation that you're actually feeling a bit suffocating, and you don't know, the possibilities that could be out there for you. But you need to say yes to change. You need to say yes to change, and then that's my common thing with Runa here. We are positive about change, and being active about your life. Take the action, take the inspired action. I think that's what it is. But be conscious about it. Not because somebody else told you, why don't you just give it up, or why don't you do something else. It is about you have, really thought of it, but not just with your head, but also with your heart. Yes. So you make that decision coming from here, not because your ego, kicks you in.
And I think I agree with you. And I think what I've seen around me, and it took me quite a long time actually to really understand what that meant,
mm-hmm.
to take that decision from my heart, because it was just so blocked.
Yeah.
And I think so many of us are there, that our hearts are blocked, and even though intellectually we've heard this probably 1,000,004 times in our lives, to follow our hearts, and it's just like we've been told, oh, don't worry, just be yourself. We don't have a freaking idea what that means. We're always trying to be something that we think we're supposed to be accepted. Mm-hmm. So it's a journey, and that's why I always say, it's like when we're little children and we're taking those first steps. Those were baby steps. Mm-hmm. And now when you're on that journey and you feel like there is something pulling you to do that, just allow it to happen. If there is a gravity that is pulling you somewhere, with curiosity and open mind of, okay, I'm on a journey. I don't know where I'm going, but hey, I trust that where I'm going is going to bring me something, and I think that at least I'm going to be growing. Mm-hmm. It's going to, like any journey, there will probably be bumps on the road, but I feel that I'm following that gravity,
Yes.
And that is like black and white compared to hearing someone say, follow your heart. And I'm just saying that because I struggled so long for this. And I thought I was following my heart. I literally thought I was. But I know now that I needed to do some extra work to open that up because it was blocked.
Yeah. And sometimes this unblocking or releasing and healing, it takes time. It takes time, it takes perseverance, it takes dedication, and it never stops, actually. I don't think that we ever stop, really digging deeper and appreciating more of ourselves, of who I am, and who my partner is, who my friends are, who my family is, and then always finding time to forgive, to release, to let go, and then seeing opportunities, because when your heart is open, then you are having that pull, that gravity, as you call it, Runa. If the heart is blocked, that means that your gold, which is in your very core of your being, is not being totally polished up. You got it there, but still is blocked. It is hidden somewhere inside you. It is there, believe me, your gold is there and is waiting to be claimed. So whatever box you have put it in, it's about to say, oi, let's bring it out there. Let's share it.
Let's look at that golden thing that I have there and give it space.
Yes.
I mean, if you have your golden globe there, and it doesn't have space to breathe, you're suffocating it. So give it space.
Give it space. Yes. Give it space.
I love that.
Nourish it. Yes. Well, there's a section in the book, as I mentioned at the beginning of our conversation, Runa, that I was really drawn to. There's so many areas in the book that I'm drawn to, but I just want to share this bit with you. And of course, you are very welcome, dear ones, to go ahead and purchase the book and then connect with Runa or Nick. And then I believe there's also a webinar coming up on the 1st of April, Runa.
Yeah. 1st of April, we're doing a webinar around basically the topic is boxes are for shoes, not for people. And we're going to unleash how the problem that you're facing is most likely hidden in plain sight. And people can go to nomoreboxesmovement.com and there is a sign-up page.
Brilliant. I'll be there. I'll be there because I would love to be part of the whole experience. And there's always room for learning. Always room for learning.
Oh yeah.
Always room to switch on to something new, and then really, be playful and flexible and adaptable, and also saying yes to change. That's what comes to me. The next thing I'm going to share with you. There's on page 90 in the book. It starts with a quote: "The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing." So basically, apathy. And then it carries on saying, "We feel that it's never been more important for humanity to wake up and take responsibility for our individual and collective actions on a day-to-day basis, thereby being and living and breathing the change we want to see in our lives and across the world." And if perchance you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm pretty powerless, I can do much because of X, Y, Z, then think again. Because in this chapter, you will read surprising, inspiring stories about change makers worldwide. People like you, people like us, people who have let go of their limiting boxes and harness their personal power. So if you are one of these people that, yes, you would like to see the change in your community, in your family, in the world, really, but you start saying to yourself, I'm only one, what can I do? Well, actually, you're not the only one. There are lots of other people out there that believe like yourself. But if all of us start saying, what can I do? We're going to be in the same place, in the same position again and again and again. So here we are, Runa. We got this incredible choice ahead of us to say yes to something magnificent, something incredible in this amazing 21st century we live in. We are blessed with so much.
Oh, yeah.
We have such abundance of things, at least in our world. I'm based in the UK, you're based in Iceland. But what can we do collectively? An individual, of course, it starts with yourself. Whatever change you like to see in the world, it needs to start from within. Inner peace starts from within. It doesn't start from how wonderful house I have got or how wonderful material stuff I've got nearby me, but it starts with you. So what is the future? How do you see the future of the change makers, Runa? And what is your calling? What can we do collectively?
To answer first, how can you find what it is that you want to change? Because I think often when people say, oh, I can't, who am I? I'm just a solo person here or whatever. It really has to do with what is it that you would like to see different in your world. So if you just look at what would you like to see different in my world, what is the change that I would like to see in my world? Ask yourself that question. And that could be so many different things. That could be just whatever is happening in your family, or what is happening in work, or what is happening in your community, and then this next. So if you find that what I want to see changed is this. Let's say what I want to see changed. I want to see people being happier, as an example, and just using my own example because that's one of the things that I like to see. And then I can ask the next question would be: so what is the role that I am willing to take today to become that change? And then that goes a little bit into then the action. What am I going to do to help people to become happier? Yeah. And then you can go, okay, what I can do is, well, I can smile when I go to the shops. I can, there can be those little things. Does not mean that you have to do a grandiose thing, but I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that either, but I'm just saying you can do all of these little steps. And because just when we start to smile to a stranger and that stranger smiles back to you, you start to feel better. And you start to feel that you made someone smile today. So if that is just as an example, going back to your question regarding what change makers and what we're doing and what I see, what I want to see there, the whole concept around the no more boxes, the movement and that awareness that we are creating, and with our breakfast club and breakthrough events, it's really when I started to think about what is it really that we're doing. And going to the core of it is we are systematically creating safe space for people to come together for a big non-judgmental conversation. So conversation with others, and what you're basically doing, you're just having a conversation with yourself at that time, because you are unleashing something that you were not even aware of, because our boxes and our unconscious behavior comes from deep inside. So that's what we're doing. And we're just starting off with a program to teach other people how to set up their breakfast clubs. So how do you facilitate a breakfast club in your home, in your work, in your environment, in your sports club, whatever you're doing? How do you do that? So we're teaching people how to create that, how to, the step by step. So, and my big vision is that once we have helped people to learn how to do this, we can see people having their own breakfast clubs worldwide, a place to have food, some nice coffee or tea or whatever, and a deep conversation for an hour and a half, and an outcome that and lifts people's spirits up, and they feel they have a purpose in this, and they're going to do something that is going to be creating a world that they feel they have contributed to in a positive and proactive way. That's my big vision. I want to see you can go into a website, Crisula, that you can go into a website, and as you go into the website, there is a globe. You see the globe there on that website, and you see there are little pops, like a little stars that are popping up, and you can see, oh, there are being breakfast club held all over the globe, and you can see as that happens in real time, and there are these statements coming from all over the globe. This is what we want to see. This is what we want to see. This is our vision. And we collect that info. What is the vision that the world, the average Joe or Joanne want to see? And what are they doing individually to creating that change? That's my vision.
It's a beautiful, amazing vision, Runa. It's gorgeous. I feel it. I feel it deep inside me, because for me, conversation, honest conversations with integrity, feeling that you are surrounded by people that you're not going to be judged. You can actually let yourself open and feel vulnerable, but feel that you are seen, that you are heard, that you are appreciated for who you are. It's for me, it's a dream coming true. You know, it is something that if we can embrace that more and more in our communities, and have some people that are stepping up and then creating that effect, if you like, that had that impact, and then more people will feel the calling, and then more people we can go create that kind of life for another. So it's not going to be only just a few of us. It's going to be more and more people all over the globe.
Yeah, and that's and I think, Crisula, I think the world is so ready for this, and it is something that is going to create a better world, a more understanding world, and a world where our children, our grandchildren, the generations to come will benefit from, and that is important for us at this point.
Yes, exactly, because whatever we are creating here and now, it has got an incredible impact on our younger generation and our children. So it is the legacy we're leaving behind as well.
It is, yeah. It is the legacy for sure. I want to stress, however, just because I'm saying that because I often feel the conversations when you go into, this is deep what we're talking about. And because of the very human reactions to resist any changes, that people so often I hear them say, yeah, the next generation is really going to do this. They're going to take care of this. It's going to be okay. And as if then I don't have to have any worries and I can just go on doing my things as I've always done. Doesn't matter. I will be under the green thing by the time it really becomes a trouble. If that is really our mindset, then that's going to be your legacy.
Yeah.
So even though you're middle-aged, even though you're a white man that is middle-aged, which is now being really being bombarded on all levels, white men are the blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that's going to be your legacy. So you have a choice. Do you want to be in that box? And you want your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren to hear the stories about grandpa, who was so stuck that he didn't do anything when he was alive. But if he would have done something, that would have changed the life of his children and grandchildren and generations to come. That's the thing.
Yeah. It is. It is. And it starts from you, and it is possible, and it doesn't have to be massive changes. I believe also, it needs to start from little steps, baby steps, we call them before. It needs to come with, addressing people with a smile on their face, making a compliment, be kinder. I guess for me, that's a starting point. Be more aware of how you treat yourself and how you treat other people. And it is within your rights and within your control to do that. Nobody else can impose that on you. You can choose how you behave and how you are triggered or react to others, and so on. So where are the breakfast clubs running at the moment? You go run in Iceland, or a few in Iceland, I believe.
We've held them both in Iceland, in the UK, and in the US so far. And at the moment, what we're working on is in order for the clubs to be not reliant on us, and they need to be sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
We are offering to teach people and to facilitate it's like a weekend seminar where you go through with our program. We will really teach you how to do this and really go into how do you create safe space, how do you facilitate, and basically what is your role there as being a breakfast club facilitator.
Brilliant. And then people interested in that, they are getting in touch with you, Runa, or Nick.
Yes, by all means. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll put all the details to get in touch with Runa when I upload this on my YouTube channel, so you can connect directly with Runa or Nick and find out more about it. And if that feels, you're feeling that pull, as we call it before, like gravity, then go ahead and find out more about it. I certainly feel the pull. I've already said that to Runa. I've been involved in this, leading from my heart for quite a few years now, and trained in heart intelligence in the Netherlands. So I think we're speaking the same language here, Runa. But I think your whole setup is something that can be moved in different places, can be used in different places, and I think there's space in this country as well, in the UK. Not only in London, the big city. It needs to be accessible everywhere. That's how I see it. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Runa. Thank you for joining me here on Golden Muse TV. Thank you for your passion, for your honesty, for your transparency, and everything you have set your mind to create this bigger vision, bigger chances for people to grow and get out of these limiting boxes. Because I believe that, every single one of you have the space and the possibility to grow and have everything you want in life. So yes, let's polish this wonderful goal, claim it first, and then go dig deeper and deeper, and connect with people that can appreciate your goal, and vice versa. It's really important as well to be part of a bigger community that can see you and feel you and hear you, and vice versa. It starts from that. It starts from a safety sort of container. And and then here we are with Runa, the change makers, and for myself, big thank you for joining me. A big thank you for all of you who's watching this episode and will be sharing it with your friends, with your connections in your tribe, to spread the word how to live out of boxes. Yes, wonderful.
Thank you.